Over 40,000 Bahamians are members of a credit union. If you aren't a member, you may be wondering, what is a credit union? Why should you join one? And which credit union you should join? Today, thanks to the Bahamas Cooperative League Limited, the apex body of credit unions in the Bahamas, I'll be sitting down with managers at 3 of the 7 credit unions in the country to help get the answers you need. Keep watching. This is You and Your Money.
You and Your Money is brought to you by the Bahamas Cooperative League Limited.
Welcome to You and Your Money, everyone. What are the benefits of joining a credit union? Well, here to educate us on everything we need to know about credit unions are managers at 2 of the 3 credit unions we're featuring on today's show. Byron Miller is the General Manager of the Teachers and Salaried Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited, which has locations in Nassau, Freeport, and Marsh Harbor. Chandalear Dorcelie is the Marketing and Member Services Manager at Bahama Islands Cooperative Credit Union located in Nassau. Byron and Chandalear, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ms. Butler.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, Byron, for viewers who aren't aware, how is a credit union different from a traditional bank?
Ms. Butler, let me start off. Credit unions are non-profit organizations. We are not in the business for profit, but for the advancement of the membership. The organization actually carries the mantra, people helping people to help themselves. And we place ourselves in a position to help our members financially through counseling, education. We provide education to our members on financial products and financial literacy. When you look at the overall gamut and the structure of credit unions, our structure is completely built around empowering the membership, from providing better levels of interest to a higher level of responsiveness on loan requests, to simplifying the death process. If you or a loved one maintains an account with teachers and you pass, or with a credit union, your funds are actually insured and doubled. And then we simplify the claim process and contact your loved ones to let them know that they have been named as beneficiaries for funds instead of going through a long, protracted, costly probate process. All right, so the credit union is really about people, helping people, being people-centric.
Wow, you just listed off a whole lot of benefits. People helping people, I love it. Chandalear, a lot of people are talking or looking into saving this year. What is the benefit of saving with a credit union as opposed to a bank?
Credit unions pride themselves on making sure that the owners, the members, get a reasonable return for their monies. As Byron already mentioned, we're not for profit. And so what we do make in profit, a good bit of that we try to return to the members who are the owners. And so yes, we encourage persons to come into a credit union because they will definitely experience higher rates on deposits than they would get pretty much any place else. And of course, we also have the added security of deposit insurance. You know, so your money is protected, but you also find that your money is working harder for you.
Now Byron and Chandalear, let's talk about some of the saving interest rates for the credit unions. What are those rates looking like?
Well, Ms. Butler, you're aware that in the Bahamas, we have quite a bit of liquidity in the financial sector. And so you would find financial institutions literally paying next to 0.00 on deposits. With credit unions, because we are non-for-profit, we tend to take our total earnings at the end of the year, less expenses, and we divvy that out in terms of interest payments and dividends where applicable. And so the rates are a bit higher. Where banks are down to 0 or 0.25%, we're at 0.75 or 1%. We'd love to be able to do more. But as the Bahamian people hear and understand the concept of credit unions and join with us to empower the credit unions to grow, that is how more returns are then provided to the member who are partial owners. So from a savings standpoint, it is a tremendous opportunity. The more persons that join and decide that they're going to save and borrow with the credit union, the more returns there are for the members.
There is a misconception that credit unions are only for saving. I want the two of you to talk about the range of financial products and services that you actually offer. So Chandalear, you can go first.
Thank you. So Other than savings, we find that our credit union is able to offer a number of other financial products in the line of debit cards, credit cards, of course, other credit facilities like loans. We offer quite a variety of loans. And our credit union, that is Bahama Islands Credit Union, we also offer a group health insurance. That's along with loans, is probably one of our products that we are most proud about.
Well, our teachers, Ms. Butler, we do have the traditional savings accounts. We have the retirement savings where you're sitting and planning for your retirement. You know, one of the major challenges that we have as we age, we begin to become frantic as the retirement age is approaching because we did not necessarily take the steps needed to ensure that our finances are in order for and ready for retirement. So we do have a retirement savings plan. Yes, that's a very important savings product. Mm-hmm. And then we want to change the discussion. And so we offer junior savers accounts. We want our young people to start saving early. We used to do that some time ago. In the Bahamas, the People's Penny Savings Bank, I remember when I had an account with them, my mom would take my dollar into the bank and give me my little passbook, and I was excited. And so we empower our members, particularly those under the age of 14. It's never too early to start empowering your children through deliberate savings methods and instilling the power of saving very early in them.
I love how you talked about, you know, being at that young age where your parent actually helped to partner with you in teaching you about savings and the importance of having to start at an early age. Chandalear, earlier you talked about the interest rates on the savings accounts at the credit unions. What about the loans? How do loan interest rates at the credit unions compare to the rates at traditional banks, especially for mortgages?
Well, we consider our rates to be very competitive, you know, in light of the fact that, okay, we already offer higher than usual interest rates. And in terms of consumer loans, we offer interest rate depending on the amount of risk perceived. And persons bring more collateral, they can even get even lower rates. We've found that we can offer rates on consumer loans anywhere between, say, just about 6% to as much as about 15% depending on how much security a person is providing. And also, we consider even the type of loan the person is getting, all right? Because we want to encourage certain types of borrowing even more than others. So if you are borrowing something like for a vehicle or mortgage, where you have collateral involved, or a generator, where you have collateral involved, you will get the lower end of those rates. And we, in terms of mortgage rates, we have offered as low as 5% in recent times. And so we really try to make sure that we are competitive, while at the same time balancing what persons are borrowing versus what the returns are on their savings. Because we find that we are able to still offer a pretty good savings deposit rate, around about 2% as well for our members. So they can get a good rate on their deposit, and then they also get a very competitive rate on loans as well.
Byron, are the rates the same, or is it different?
Our rates, for example, we're running our Switch Mortgage campaign. Our rates on our Switch Mortgage is 4.75 to 5.75%. Yes, we are very competitive with the banks, and we can do what the banks are doing in terms of meeting the needs of their customers. We do that for our member owners, right? And then we have vehicle loans, 0 down, and of course it's at 6%, and other loans that are priced well, whether it's a secured loan or unsecured loan.
Byron and Chandalear, we have to take a quick break, but we have so much more to talk about when we get back. You're watching You and Your Money. We'll be right back.
It's time to save with a new perspective, where the focus is on values and principles, and people are just as important as profits, where we believe in democracy and equality, and your vote counts, where profits are shared with our members, who are also our owners, to ensure that by working together, we all win, where education of our members and training our staff are one of our highest priorities, where we serve our members' needs through continued cooperative initiatives because of our concern for the communities in which we live. Join more than 40,000 Bahamians who have made the smarter choice. Join the movement. Join a credit union. People helping people to help themselves.
Welcome back to You and Your Money. Today we're talking about credit unions and everything you need to know about them. Still with us is Byron Miller and Chandalear Dorcelie. They represent 2 of the 3 credit unions we're featuring on today's show. Byron, last year the total mortgage disbursements for new construction and repairs declined by 22%, according to data from the central bank. Are credit unions equally averse to construction loans as the traditional banks?
We do have our concerns, and they are legitimate concerns, because what we've been finding is the price of construction has skyrocketed. We know that we have some good contractors here in the Bahamas, but sometimes our contractors misprice. Be it that they want to secure a job, they're motivated, highly motivated, or that as they are, after they have identified the costing, the price on materials such as cement or plywood skyrockets, like we saw recently during COVID. And so we have had concerns with respect to that, and we did press the pause button. But what we are saying to our members now is, it is in your best interest when your contractor provides you with a price quotation. Identify a quantity surveyor that can look at that construction, look at the projected cost, and tell you whether or not the amount that's being charged for that construction job is reasonable. What you do not want is to start a project, your contractor walks away and says, oh no, I realize now I can't complete this job for what I originally said. He has no skin in the game. This is your construction. And so we have been finding that persons are ending up with cost overruns, and the property then becomes extremely expensive to own. All right, so get it right at the beginning, obtain a report from a qualified quantity surveyor, let them look at the construction quotation and determine. Once you get that, bring that in, we can go ahead with you once you qualify within the amount that you're looking for.
Now, the credit unions typically also have fewer ATMs than banks. Also, it's perceived that the mobile and online banking features offered by the credit unions aren't as robust as the ones offered by the traditional banks. What do you say to a prospective member who may have these concerns? Chandalear?
Well, you're quite right. They're not as robust, but nonetheless, we do make some things available so that a lot of our members who wish to make deposits to their account electronically, they have an option to do so. We all want to view their account online and to see what's happening with their statements. They can easily access that via our mobile app that we have, right? And then for persons who want to utilize electronic payments, we also have a Visa debit card that can be used anywhere around the world that Visa is accepted. So we make, I believe, sufficient services available that the majority of persons can utilize our service and find that it satisfies their needs.
That's good. Byron?
Yeah, over at Teachers, we do have a debit card. In fact, we're moving to our own debit card, our master debit card, in a few days. And that product is branded as Teachers. It's not facilitated through a third party. What that does is it empowers teachers to make adjustments and changes where we can reward our members for use of their cards. Again, it's empowering the membership. We talk about the ATMs. ATMs are rather costly. And we are in the process of actually installing 2 brand new state-of-the-art smart ATMs that can receive and recognize cash and checks. Technology is constantly evolving, and we know that. And to keep up with it takes a lot of money. Credit unions, we try to stay abreast of the technology in order to remain competitive. But we also recognize that the landscape is changing. Less people are using ATMs and using more debit cards at their point of sale terminals. And so balancing the two is critical for us. But for us, we are looking to have ATMs in remote locations, 5 of them, 3 in Nassau, 2 in Grand Bahama in remote locations. And that will help us to touch those contact points where our members are in the highly densely populated areas. But ATMs, we want to remember too that ATMs do allow ATM sharing. Once you have the capability through your debit card, you can go to any ATM on the island and make use of it. Now, you may end up paying that institution's service charges, but again, more institutions are writing that as well as an option in terms of purchasing too many costly ATMs.
Well, I definitely want to congratulate you on being able to have your own MasterCard. That's commendable, being able to take that big, bold step into the, into the future and making sure that you're able to compete. Who is eligible to join your credit union, and what is the cost to join, as well as some of the recurring fees that members are required to pay? Chandalear, you can answer this one first, and then Byron.
Thank you. So let me give you a little bit of history real quickly. When Bahama Islands Credit Union started 30 plus years ago, we were focused very heavily on just hotels. And more than 8 years ago, we transitioned to what we call an open bond, where anybody from any industry can join. So we do find in our membership, we have a lot of hotel employees still, but we are happy to welcome persons from virtually every industry. And so wherever you work, once you have a legitimate source of income, we welcome you to our membership. We have products that you can definitely make use of. Where it comes to borrowing, we do still require quite a bit of payment by salary deduction. And so especially if you have an employer that does salary deduction, definitely you want to come in and check out our credit union, because you would be able to find some of the best products from health insurance to loans to savings products. In terms of the application fee, we have a one-time cost that involves, hey, when you're buying into the organization, you're becoming a part owner. So for us, that's a one-time cost of like $255. And that gives you voting rights as a member as well, and the ability to earn dividends when we pay dividends, which is in addition to the interest that your savings will earn. Other than that, we don't really have that many or that much in terms of recurring costs. We try to keep that low for our members.
Teachers, I know we've been using the phrase teachers for years. We started in 1976, celebrated 45 years of existence while celebrating. But at Teachers and Salaried Workers Cooperative Credit Union, which is our correct name, our legal name, we are open to any working individual, blue collar, white collar, whatever your collar. You can be a part of Teachers. If you are a self-employed person, you can be a part of Teachers. I don't like the phrase fees, because in truth of the fact, it's not really a fee. Your initial injection for Teachers, we are running a reduced entry investment this month up to June of $168, and that primarily accounts for your investment into your part of being part owner of Teachers. So $150 as a part of your initial investment, $13 as a part of your membership with the league, which my colleague mentioned, and then of course VAT. We don't want to forget VAT. But I don't like to use that word fees, because what's going to happen with you joining the credit union by paying into it $168? You have access to financial education, training, development, savings plans, better not probate process, but beneficiary process. You have better access to loans, lower rate loans, more competitive loans, and genuine caring.
All right, good stuff. So Byron and Chandalear, thank you so much for coming on the show. Now I want you to let us know how to get in touch with you. Chandalear, you can go first, and then Byron, you can wrap it up.
We'll start with the physical location. For those persons who are in Nassau, you can find our credit union on Rosetta and Patton Streets. If persons are familiar with where the Department of Labor is, we would be right across the street from there. By email, our general inbox is info@biccu.org, and by phone, of course, from anywhere around the world, 242-601-5900.
And at Teachers, you can reach us at info@tswccul.org. We also have our corporate website that you can visit, tswccul.org, and access a number of points there. We have a physical location that being East Street South. We're in the heart of where the people are. And Independence Drive, that's the white building. Many of you may have driven past it and seen the sign and wondered what was in that building. And let me also add that we are not an industrial union. And interestingly enough, a lot of persons that we've contacted, they would say to us, oh, I thought you were a part of the teachers union. The teachers union gave birth to the credit union, but the credit union is a financial enterprise. But we're located on East Street South and Independence Drive. We also have a branch in on Grand Bahama, and one in Marsh Harbor, Abaco.
Okay. Well, coming up next, we have Charlton Tinker, General Manager of the Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union, who will be joining us. This is You and Your Money. We'll be right back.
It's time to save with a new perspective, where the focus is on values and principles, and people are just as important as profits, where we believe in democracy and equality, and your vote counts, where profits are shared with our members, who are also our owners, to ensure that by working together, we all win, where education of our members and training our staff are one of our highest priorities, where we serve our members' needs through continued cooperative initiatives because of our concern for the communities in which we live. Join more than 40,000 Bahamians who have made the smarter choice. Join the movement. Join a credit union. People helping people to help themselves.
Welcome back to You and Your Money. We're continuing today's discussions on credit unions with Mr. Charlton Tinker, the General Manager of the Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union, or PWCCU. PWCCU has offices in both Nassau and Freeport. Charlton, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ria. It's a pleasure being here.
Earlier in the show, Byron and Chandalear talked about the difference between a credit union and a bank from both a structure and cost perspective. What about from a customer service standpoint? How would you say customer service at credit unions compared to customer service at traditional banks?
Ria, there's a huge difference. The first thing is that members are referred to as members in credit unions, not as customers. Byron alluded to the fact that now you find banks are moving away from dealing with customers directly. We welcome that. At Public Workers, one of the things that people really love about us is they come into our office and we say, hey, Ria, hey, Chandalear, hey, 𝗖𝗎𝗓𝗓, hey, Terrence. They know me as Mr. Tinker. And it's a family atmosphere. And you know what the good thing about it, besides having a family atmosphere, it's professional and the service is quick. If you go into any bank now, you have to get a number, you have to stand on a long line, and sometimes you're there for hours. The credit unions, for the most part, make the service to our members friendly, fast, and professional.
I love that you mentioned friendly, fast, and professional, because a lot of persons, we talk about customer service here in the country, and it's definitely one of those places where we may have some challenges. Now, membership at PWCCU is a lot more exclusive. Talk about who is eligible to join.
Yeah, you're right, it is exclusive. We're one of the few closed-born credit unions left in the Bahamas. Right now, our membership is open to all civil servants, all public corporations and boards, the Bahamas Public Services Union, the credit union itself, and all their immediate family members. So your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, children, spouses can join through your membership. So we are exclusive in that regard, yes.
What are some of the products and services members have access to at PWCCU, and what are your current interest rates?
Like Byron and Chandalear spoke about, we have loans. We only do consumer loans at the moment, no mortgages. We have shares. Membership is, you are defined as a member once you have a share account. And share account is really only open to those that qualify, that are eligible for membership. So you have a share account. We also have a deposit account, which is a regular savings account. You can use it for vacation purposes. We have a Christmas club savings account. We also have a debit and credit card as well. And our rates right now, like Byron alluded to earlier, start at 1%. Our fixed deposit rates go from 1% to 2.5%, depending on the year, because they go from 1 year to 4 years. So the rates are competitive.
It's also often said that joining a credit union isn't just about membership, it's also about ownership. Before you go, remind viewers why ownership is so beneficial.
First off, you're treated as a human being, not as a number. When you're a member / owner of a credit union, you get to receive dividends on a regular basis, based on obviously on the performance of the organization. You get to attend AGMs if you wish, and we do encourage members to attend AGMs regularly, because guess what, at the AGM is where you as a member, owner, get to decide who your board of directors are, who your supervisory committees are, who your credit committee members are. Do you get to decide on the dividend rate, on the interest rate? So these kinds of decisions are made normally in other institutions without the participation of the customers. These decisions are made with the authority of the annual general meeting if you're a credit union member. And so that's the special thing about being a member / owner. You directly participate in a lot of decisions that are very important to the organization, to the future of the organization. And so we want to encourage our members and those potential members to come out and become more of a part of the organization through participating in the annual general meetings, and therefore understanding a lot more about the organization. So yeah, it's really important, a big difference being a member / owner RIA.
It's good to see that you are so intentional in terms of how you get your members, your owners involved in your process and what it is that you actually have to offer. Now, how can persons get in touch with you?
Well, we have 2 locations. One, the main office is in Nassau, across from Great Commission Ministries. And the number there is 242, obviously, 323-6594. Our next location is in Oak Street in Freeport. It's through the corner of, I forgot the name of the place, but anyway, it's Oak Street. And any of those locations you can contact. The Freeport number is 351-7129. And you can contact any of these numbers. You can get in contact with us, and we can get you started in terms of joining the credit union as a member. So really, those are our 2 locations that they can participate in Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited.
All right. Well, Charlton, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Rhea. It's a pleasure. And I do encourage those persons out there who are not a credit union member, even if you cannot become a part of Public Workers Credit Union, to look at joining a credit union in the Bahamas. Thank you very much, Rhea.
That's it for today's show. We want to give a special thanks to today's sponsor, the Bahamas Cooperative League. For information on credit unions that were not featured in today's show, visit bahamascoop.org/credit-unions. Don't forget to follow You and Your Money's Facebook page and tune in next week for a brand new episode. I'm Rhea Christina. Thanks for watching.
You and Your Money was brought to you by the Bahamas Cooperative League Limited.